Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of EmpireJeffTV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Monday night in which the Los Angeles Dodgers defeat the New York Yankees, man, 4-2 in the Bronx, in Yankee Stadium, in Game 3, to take a commanding 3-0 series lead in the World Series, baby, man. They got a stranglehold on this series. It's a wrap. It is over. The Dodgers are going to win the 2024 World Series. That's it. That is it. That is it. Now, I don't know if they're going to sweep them. Maybe the Yankees get one tomorrow, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That ship has sailed. The Dodgers are going to win this World Series, and I can't wait, man. Shout out to the Dodgers, man. Shout out to Dave Roberts. Shout out to Walker Buehler tonight, man. Walker Buehler, man. I told you guys pregame. I told you guys last week. I told you guys before the playoffs started that this guy had that big game potential in him. Seems like he just played better. The brighter the lights got, and he did that again today. Walker Buehler, man, absolutely went out there and did his thing, dominated the New York Yankees very similarly to how he dominated the New York Mets. He's upset two boroughs in the state of New York, man. He is upset two boroughs. He has sent people home on the train upset twice. Shout out to Walker Buehler. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely incredible. And yo, I got to tell you, I don't know who shut up the Yankee fans more, Walker Buehler, Freddie Freeman, or Fat Joe. Yo, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'll tell you, I love Fat Joe, man, but they put him in a bad spot, bro. They put him in a bad spot. The national audience does not know who Fat Joe is. I know who Fat Joe is. I love Fat Joe. Fat Joe's incredible. But Fat Joe should not have been performing on that stage. That's not him. He's not that big. Pun Joe, you get what I mean. He's not that dude. I understand he's from the Bronx. He's not that dude. Ice Cube set the bar high, and not only are the New York Yankees missing at the plate, man, they're missing with their performances too, let me tell you. But shout out to Ice Cube one more time, man, because today was a good day. Oh my God. And for you, any Yankees get hot, bow down to a team that's greater than you. Man, what a performance. Walker effing Buehler, man. Freddie Freeman's going to be MVP, y'all. He's going to be MVP. I felt that he was after game 2. He solidified that today in game 3. 3 games, 3 bombs. He's winning MVP, y'all. He's winning MVP. So everything that Freddie has gone through, everything that has happened this season, from his ankle to his son, to his own injuries, to the broken finger, every single thing. He probably had one of his worst actual full seasons performance-wise as a Dodger, simply because of everything that he has had to deal with outside of baseball, right? Including being away from the team. Then he comes back, he gets hurt, and he's just toughing it out, doing everything he can. He gives us his Kirk Gibson moment of our generation. The Kirk Gibson of our generation gives it to us in game 1, does it again in game 2, does it again in game 3. He hit us with the 3-peat when it comes to homers. He ended the game with them, and he's got him early in the game, too, to help us get ahead. They gave Walker Buehler went out there and absolutely shoved. He was dominant, did everything he could, pitched 5 strong innings. The Dodgers bullpen came up, and if not for one lucky swing by punk-ass Alex Verdugo, this is a shutout. Gave him a little bit of hope, right? Had Torres at the plate, make it think if Soto could get on, Soto didn't get on. Soto didn't get up. Soto got nothing, zilch. All right? Nothing. All right? Because the Dodgers got it done. Kopech went out there. He was chasing him. Verdugo got one. He pulled it. Did his little cute little bat flip while down 4-0. But took that L, hold that L. Dodgers get that win. We are 1 win away from winning it all in the full season. In a year where everyone is depleted, we have basically 3 starting pitches. Dominant bullpen, man. Shout out Dave Roberts, man. When I tell you the amount of people who were messaging me about the Edmund bunt, like the Dodger bashers, the Dave Roberts bashers come out like cockroaches whenever anything is done that doesn't work out. And it's like they're sitting here. We are up 4-0. We are on the verge of going 3-0 in the World Series. And these guys are I just don't understand how people will forever die on the wrong hill. Get over it. Dave Roberts has been incredible. He's the best manager in baseball right now, and he has his ball club up 3-0 in the World Series. And if people are upset about the 9 guy trying to bunt to get the guy over, to get Otani a chance to bat, and then when Edmund came up the next time, he hit into the double play, did exactly what they were trying to avoid in the bunt. He just bunted it to the pitcher, and everyone was throwing tantrums about that. Like, let it go. Dave has turned the page. Why don't you? You're wrong. It's done. All right. Let it be. Dave Roberts has done everything, pushed every button. You're not going to bat 1,000 in MLB. Manager's going to get every call right. But at the end of the day, Dave Roberts has done an actual masterclass. And the Yankee fans are not very happy with Boone right now. I don't know what he could have done. In this situation, I don't know what he could have done. He's going to catch the heat. It comes with the territory. When you manage the New York Yankees, you face the heat. Dave Roberts has had to face the heat of managing the Los Angeles Dodgers, and now Aaron Boone is definitely facing that now. But wow, what a game today. Mookie Betts with an incredible catch out there in right field, and then that little bloop single that Soto couldn't get to, that Edmund was just rounding the bases, and before that ball even dropped, like I said, you had Freddie's homer. And then Kike Hernandez got a hit, I believe, to drive in Lux, man. And it was just all you needed, the 4 runs. And in a game where the Yankees got 3 in game 1. What did they get in game 2? I can't remember for some reason off the top of my head. 2 again, I think in game 2. I didn't score up the same 42. So the Yankees scoring 7 runs through 3 games is not how they typically beat people. And the Dodgers pretty much 4 or less runs through a bulk of a baseball game, especially until Freddie's grand slam. That's typically not how they beat people, but the Dodgers have risen to the occasion. The starting pitching has just been nails. They've been killing it, getting out there and just dominating these guys, man. And the bullpen, like I said, you're going up against tougher competition. Each round you advance, theoretically, you're going up against better competition. I understand that we faced the San Diego Padres, and they were probably the toughest ones we were going to face, while albeit in a 5-game series, making it even scarier. But theoretically, each round you go further, especially in 7-game series, typically the bullpen will struggle a little bit more because the guys get to see you more. Eventually, the advantage goes to the hitter. So guys are going to start getting to these guys somewhat, right? But the Dodgers still had enough to get it done. This is incredible. We are 1 win away from winning a World Series. Does it happen tomorrow? Does it happen Wednesday? Not sure, but I don't think we come back to LA. I had him in 6. No, wait, did I say 5 or 7? No, I had him in 5 to start, and I said on the pregame show that I had him in 5 still. I felt they would win today. They did. And I felt that they maybe lose tomorrow, but I didn't know how today was going to go, right? I didn't know if we were going to have to over leverage our bullpen too much going into a bullpen game tomorrow. I'm now much more confident in a bullpen game tomorrow as we didn't use Trinan. We barely used Vesia. Like I said, we barely used Banda. Like it's going to be Honeywell to start, depending on how he starts the game. And oh man, we talked about the speech that Muncy gave after the NLCS and talk about how Honeywell deserves so much credit for all the things that he's done, the unsung hero on this team, and he gets to pitch to start the game more than likely. I think it's going to be him. He's on the podium, like he's listed as available for press for tomorrow's game. That pretty much signals that he's going to be the opener. And all the praise that they have given Honeywell about being the guy, the unsung hero, and if he's the guy that opens up this game on the mound at a closeout game, then that storyline just gets crazier. And if he's able to get it done and the Dodgers win tomorrow and sweep the New York Yankees in 4, oh my God, that means there's a parade probably by Friday. Oh man. Like I said, don't want to count the chickens before they hatch, man, but it's over. It's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of when, not if. This is over. The Dodgers are winning the 2024 World Series. Days deserved it. Dave Roberts is going to get a contract extension. He's going to be here as long as he wants. And who y'all got at the World Series MVP? I think it's open and shut case that it's Freddie Freeman. 1 second, y'all. And the crazy part is if you would have took a straw poll before this season started, and you would have said that the Dodgers are going to win a World Series, and you asked to pick the MVP of each series, and let's say they had an MVP of the NLDS. Let's say they had that. Would have been Teo. In the NLCS, it was Edman. And as of right now in the World Series, it's going to be Freeman. So if you said you had 3 chances to pick a name, and one of them was not going to be Otani, people would have thought you were crazy. And this is how deep this baseball club is. This is how great this baseball club is. This is how great Dave Roberts has been. And this is how great Andrew Friedman has been. And what he's done. We got fireworks going off everywhere around my neighborhood. Lucky is like scared and like rolling around down here. So hopefully he doesn't pull a wire. But yeah, man, you got to give credit where credit is due here. And again, shout out to the Yankees for getting there. I know there's no participation trophies in New York. But you know what? They broke through. They got there for the first time in 15 years. And it sounds weird to say that the Yankees got to pay their dues because they've got 27 championships. But this current era of Yankee baseball, this version of Yankee baseball is still paying their dues. The Dodgers have been getting to the World Series or competing one since around 2016, right? This is an 8-year stretch, okay? This, as currently constructed, this team since 2020, all right? The Yankees, as they continue to add on, if they can keep Soto, if they can add someone else to this roster, there's a chance that they get back to this multiple times too, and this could be a Golden State Cleveland situation. Like it very well could be if they're able to handle their business. But we're not done. We're going to win this one, and we're going to bring in more help and more depth and more nightmares for the rest of the league and more tears for fan bases and owners. More of them. More. Speaking of more, how many more tears are coming out of San Diego eyes tonight? How many more? Oh my God. San Diego, y'all been crawling out the dead ever since we beat you. Get in your grave. We sent you off lovely. Go back, go to the afterlife. They waiting for you, man. They waiting for you. Go. Get out of here. Shout out to the Mets fans who've been respectful, checking in. The Mets fans have actually been rooting for the Dodgers because they're not rooting for the Yankees. And the Yankee fans, for the most part, have been respectful because Yankee fans and Dodger fans are supposed to be going at each other's throats. The problem is they've both been having to defend each other for how they got here, right? And they've been battling previous fan bases that just it's like their exes that got dumped and won't go away. So the Yankees and Dodgers haven't really been at each other's throats as much as they should be because they've been defending the fact how they got there. Well, we'll have the whole off season to talk that trash now, baby, because the Dodgers got it done. So once again, appreciate you guys tuning in. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers postgame show on EmpireJeffTV. I am Empire Jeff, coming to you on a night in which the Los Angeles Dodgers beat the New York Yankees 4-2. Walker Buehler, 5 innings, 2 hits, no one runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. Absolute dominance tonight, man. Gratterall went out there, gave up nothing, just 1 walk. You had Vesia go up there, gave up absolutely nothing. Hudson went out there, gave up a hit, but and struck out too. And then you had Banda go out there, gave up a walk, struck someone out. And then you had Brazier go out there. He gave up a walk, struck out too. And you had Kopech go up there. He gave up a hit. He gave up 2 runs in that home run. He gave up the 2 earned runs. He did walk 1, and he did strike out 1, and got out of it, man. So at the end of the day, the Dodgers got it done. Walker Buehler went 5. He gave them a chance. The bats gave him 4. The pen only allowed 2. This is the recipe for winning for the Dodgers this year in these playoffs, and they did not have to score above 5 runs. I kept feeling like, man, they're going to need 5 runs in this game. They're going to need 5 runs. It just felt like it was going to be that, man. It just felt like it was going to be that, and didn't end up being that. So I was wrong on that. But, man, shout out to Fat Joe for just showing up and turning this thing into a silent church. Like, just absolute. No one was happy he was performing. I felt like New York. I felt like the Bronx felt embarrassed that he was even out there. Like, they felt embarrassed. Like, where's Jay-Z? Where's 50 Cent? Like, right? Where are these dudes? I know dudes are from different neighborhoods, and he's from the Bronx. I understand that. But where are the dudes who carry the city? Obviously, you can't send Diddy out there. I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is, like, Fat Joe ain't big enough to carry New York like that right now. He's just not. He's just not. He's not that dude. And when LA sends out Ice Cube and they counter with Fat Joe just because he's from the Bronx, I mean, what's you might as well just send Lord Tyree and Peter Guns out there. You know what I mean? But anyways, Uptown baby. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Aaron, what's going on? He says, let's go, Jeff. Yes, sir. Let's go. We got let's see, Feener, the Lakers fan. What's going on? I hope I'm saying that right, man. Appreciate you, brother. He said, let's go. Absolutely. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Like I said, man, we'd appreciate to have new visitors. Click that subscribe button. It definitely helps us out. Rocking the Buehler jersey all night on. Oh, yeah, I had my Buehler jersey on, but I got this fan on above me, man. I've been under the weather, so I had to throw the hoodie back on for the show, man. Let's see. What's going on, Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights? Hope you're doing well, sir. Thank you for tuning in. Search, I see you. Appreciate you, brother. 2024 champs. Let's absolutely get it. Chris, what's going on, my brother? He said, LFG. Talk to him, Chris. Make sure you follow Chris on Twitter and his IG. I'm sure Search will be putting that in the chat. Some of the best graphics, best artwork you will see all over social media. He does majority of my logos and all the top tier graphics, not the BS that I throw together in a rush. But if it looks good, it was most likely done by Chris on my stuff, right? So the best in the business, man, the absolute GOAT. Appreciate you, brother. I know you're excited, man. Dominated the Sox and Yanks in the World Series. Dodger legend Walker Buehler. Yeah, man, he put himself in that category, man. He put himself in that category. Daniel Berry is going for a sweep here, man. So going for a sweep. Absolutely. Make sure to tap our link if you are ordering any sports memorabilia, any sports gear, your caps, your hoodies, your jerseys, anything. Make sure to use our link. Your order experience does not change. It's just the good people at Fanatics help take care of the channel when you order through them through our link. So we've partnered with them. They take great care of us. We greatly appreciate it. You can also become a member on the channel. Tap that join button or hit that link in the description. There's 3 different tiers of membership. You can also tap that Cash App, $EmpireJeff. Did I say Empire Jeff? I'm thinking about Otani here. Empire Jeff. What the hell is going on here, man? I'm excited. I'm talking too fast as usual. But at the end of the day, man, greatly appreciate you guys for all that you guys have already done, man. Derek's first pitch was horrible, just like the Yankees tonight. Yeah, Derek is on my bad side right now, man. He's not keeping it a buck on these shows. He's just, he's picking and predicting with this Yankee hat on, which is cool. You're loyal, but if you're gonna take an analyst job, bro, you got to do this right. You got to do this right. I'm telling you, this is exactly what I just put in the screen right here. Appreciate you guys again. Let's see. Internet is my home. What's going on, my guy? He said Dodgers going to sweep on a bullpen game. They'll be calling bullpen games Roberts rotation games forevermore. Yeah, man, I'm happy to see Roberts get his flowers, man, because people were crawling out the grave again today trying to bash him. You know, some people just, they don't trust him, you know, and I get it. I understand it. But like I said, man, we're leading 4-0. I mean, I'm not going to sit back and the guy's going to, make some calls that don't go our way. But the second time the guy grounded into a double play. So if he did that there, we didn't score a run, like regardless, you know what I mean? But he's not going to get every call perfect. He's not going to make everything right. I personally, in that situation, agree with the play. Most major league managers would make that play. It's why they had Edman in the 9 slot, was to be able to do that. When Edman is batting in the 4th, 5th, or 6th slot, they kind of take that away from him. But when they put him in ninth, it's because they want him in that spot doing that play. The problem was that he bunted it back to the damn pitcher. That's what messed it up. I agree with the call, though. I understand some people wanted blood. They wanted to be more aggressive, killer instinct and whatnot, but it's baseball. Baseball comes with manufacturing runs. This isn't basketball. You have to manufacture, and that's the right play 9 times out of 10. And it was the right guy at the plate to do it. He just messed up and bunted it directly back to the pitcher. Lux didn't get a great jump. Damn near was there. If, arguably was safe, but because the original call was out, they couldn't overturn it. If I'm Dave and I'm the Dodgers, I call that play the same 10 times out of 10 next. I mean, if Edman's in the 9 slot, if he's in 4th, 5th, or 6th, I let him swing. In the 9 with Shohei behind him, that's the play. Most championship level managers would make the same call. We own New York. What's going on, BC? Appreciate you, brother. Aaron says Freeman definitely the MVP if they sweep tomorrow. I think he's the MVP no matter what. I think he's just set this off. Like, I think he's the one. Can't see what that's doing right now. My BC over here celebrating, partying it up. People talking to each other. Let me mind my business. No way we sweep, right? Chris says, I don't know, man. I was saying no. Hold on, I need more water, y'all. I was saying no. But I think the way that Dave used his pitching tonight was fantastic. Didn't use Trinan at all. So I was saying we win today and potentially lose tomorrow. I think it all hinges on how well. I'm assuming, and if this all changes, if I'm wrong with this, but I'm assuming that Honeywell is getting the start tomorrow. And if Honeywell gets a start tomorrow and delivers, if he gives the bullpen enough to where Dave uses his leverage guys and it doesn't end up being a punt game, I think we can sweep him. I think we can sweep him now. I didn't believe that going into the series. I had us winning in 5. But it all hinges on how, just like tonight did, just like game 1 and 2 did. Our starters, as I've often said, depending what our first 6 outs look like, are very important. That's kind of been my theme to this postseason in general. How do our first 6 outs look? And our first 6 outs have been incredible. Flaherty got his first 6. Yamamoto got his first 6. Buehler got his first 6. It sets the tone, especially when the bats are capable of putting up some runs. And before he even steps on the mound, we had a 2-0 lead tonight. So that definitely helps for sure. One Peruvian guy, what's up, my guy? Sorry, y'all, my voice is very shaky. I definitely apologize. Every time I start to get my voice back, another game happens and I start to lose it more, man. My voice has been in recovery for like 2 weeks now. It's ridiculous. Mission 24, what's up, my guy? Appreciate you for tuning in. Is Joe available in the bullpen tonight? I haven't seen him in here yet. I'm sure he is. If he is, I'll get Joe on. There he is. What's going on, Joe? He said, oh, yeah. All right, I'll get Joe up in a bit. Let me get through these chats here. Let's see. I'm ready when the skipper calls. Got you. I'll get you, Joe. Let me just get through these. Let me get through these chats. The whole pregame operation for the Yankees was soft. Couldn't do it like the Dodgers and Ice Cube. Talk to him, Chris. Chris, we need a graphic like just like with Ice Cube standing over Fat Joe or something. We need something to just taunt and stomp. I can't believe I'm not even mad at Fat Joe. He should have never been there. I look at Fat Joe like I look at Darvin Ham. He never should have been the guy for the job. You know what I mean? It shouldn't have happened. But it is what it is. LA for life. What's good, my brother? He said, let's go Doyers. One more win all day, LA all day. Talk to him. Mission says, hey, Joe, you think our Lakers? Okay, I'm not even paying attention to Lakers right now. I'm going to watch it a bit. Break Springer's record tomorrow for Freddie. Hey, I mean, if he does, he does. Just get the win. You heard? Just get the win. The Astro trash can. That's true. He actually was cheating in that one too. So let's see. Job not finished. I hear you, Tony. Job's not finished, but these ain't those Kobe narratives, man. This is baseball, and you celebrate every advancement, every step forward, man. The job was finished tonight. We're gonna have fun with that, and we worry about tomorrow. We don't bring the baseball ring culture stuff into baseball, man. We don't do that. Kasparius, fresh tomorrow. Yep. And I think that if those guys do their jobs well enough, I think Dave will go to his high leverage guys and try to win tomorrow. If those guys are playing from behind and he's getting doesn't know, then I think he holds off because he's probably going Flaherty game 5 and wants Flaherty and his pen there to close it out. Lakers ain't winning this game on Phoenix. Braun not having a night. I was kind of tuning in a little bit in the first half. I saw their first quarter went great, which immediately led me to believe that they were going to have a terrible second quarter and Phoenix will come back. I saw some of that start to happen. I don't know what happened. I think 80, when I looked at 16, 80's playing like an MVP, y'all. If he's playing like that, we're a much, much, much better team, no matter who's coaching. If he played like that, like last year, Like it was playing like at this level. And he had a great year last year, but the defense and then the rebounding and just he can't do this all season. Though. That's the thing. They got to get another big eventually. But we'll talk more about basketball later on. Freddie 8 RBI, Yankees 7 RBIs. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. Chris, the art director, says Dave Roberts is certified hood. Yeah, you saw Dave when he was rapping the Ice Cube, man. You saw him when he was rapping the Ice Cube, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Boone don't know no Ice Cube, bro. Boone don't know Cube, and he don't know Fat Joe. You look at the Yankees fans. Most of the Yankees fan base is like, this is what you gave us? You saw who they sent out there. You gave us this? Don't do that to New York, man. New York was upset. Bloodhound, what's up, my guy? Congrats, Dodger fans. One more to go. Absolutely. Jeter after game 2. This is going to be a long series. Jeter can't take off his Yankee captain patch. And I understand that. I get it. But if you're going to be analyzing, you got to be real. You got to keep it real, man. You got to do it. Same here, Joe. Okay, let me see here. Let me not talk too much Lakers here tonight. What's good, Lewis? What's good, my brother Jeff? Get the likes up and subscribe to the channel. If you are new, and tell a friend or a family member about the channel. Here we go. Let's go, Dodgers. Absolutely. Tell a friend that it's Jeff and them again. Appreciate you, Lewis, man. Thank y'all. Game 2 and 3 ended 4-2. Yep. I froze for a second in game 2. I remembered it, though. I remembered it. Let's see. We're talking Lakers. Let me get through this. Back to Lewis here. The champion is tomorrow. LA is back. Dodgers win tomorrow. I hope so. Put this away, man. Put this away. Get those fireworks. Celebration is coming. Yo, there's fireworks already. There's fireworks going off already in my neighborhood. So I looked outside. They're taking shots. I came straight to do the show. I'm like, man, it's Monday. Maybe I'll go shotgun a beer or two when I'm done with the show or something, but not yet. If they could keep Soto, that's a good if. I think they will. I know that it's been a weird narrative came out in the last 24 hours about the Dodgers and Soto. I'm sure the Dodgers will check in on it. They'll reach out probably. But I don't think the Dodgers are going to throw 500, 550 or whatever to Soto. Maybe they shock the world, but I don't think they have to. You know what I mean? I don't think they have to. I think they need to go get arms. So like the Blake Snells, the Tanner Scotts, things of that nature. I think that's what they, re-sign Flaherty. If you're going to throw 500 out there and they're saying that he wants his annual AAV to be above $50 million. You couldn't put that money elsewhere and add to the needs of your team. I'd rather keep Teo and add pitching. Sounds crazy because Soto's incredible, but we got incredible players already. Soto will command big bucks, big bucks, gigante bucks for sure. Get those titles for all the one and dones in the recent years. Yep, facts. Chris says, breaking news, Fat Joe has requested a trade to the Dodgers. He said, I'm going from the Bronx to East Los, man. Take me to East Los. Get me out of here, man. Oh, man. David Stern blocked the Fat Joe trade to the Lakers. Lakers Dodgers for life. What's up, my guy? He said, imagine getting swept and losing in a bullpen game. Dodgers in 4. That would be crazy. And you were saying Dodgers in 4 from the get-go. So shout out to you. I felt that was going to be very difficult to happen. I'm still not convinced it does happen, but I'm more in belief of it happening now than I was before. Jay-Z isn't showing his face in public while okay, leave that alone. Leave that alone. Both our grandpas will be loving this right now, Jeff. Yeah, facts. Shout out to the grandpas, man. Absolutely. My grandpa will be straight up loving this. There's no doubt about it, man. Don't care. 187, man. Fat Joe MVP. The game put the crowd to sleep for us. Yo, that crowd was done. I was like, they look so confused as to why he was out there. He did like a 3-song blend. He tried to mix it up with some Dodger thing like Cube did, and it just didn't work. He tried to win it, for Thurman. Like he was saying the names out there and he did the mic drop, walked out there, tried to hop it up, but he walked towards the Dodger dugout instead of the Yankee dugout. Like, Joe, you got to go, Joe. You got to go. If I was them, I would have killed the power 30 seconds into that performance just to save him from himself there. That was just so bad. Is it me or has the umpiring been terrible in the World Series? What's up, Outlaws? I was watching the game with my parents tonight. They came by the house and my dad was throwing fits. I will say this. They were pretty consistent for most of the game. Late in the game, they had some calls on the Yankees that I thought was kind of tough because that pitch in the low zone where they weren't calling all night, they started calling it towards the end. And I felt they got a little inconsistent there. And I wouldn't want that to happen to us, so I'm keeping it real there.
There was a couple of times where like they just weren't, they switched up at how they were calling the game and then kind of went another way. Then you had that play at the plate where I felt Lux was safe. Had they called him safe initially, they would have kept it there on the challenge. But umpires are going to be umpires, and that's why you got to put yourself in position to not count on them. You know what I mean? Let's see. Celebrate every single World Series win. That's a fact, man. I'm not letting any of those basketball haikus in here, man. That job not finished. For everyone who says job not finished, I challenge you to go hear him say it's not the destination, it's the journey. The journey matters. Reg Dog TV, what's up, my brother? Let's go Dodgers. One more game, bro. Facts. One more game, man. One more. Uno mas. Get another shirt through your link, Jeff. Thanks for all you do. Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you. I appreciate what you guys do, man, for tuning in, showing up on the regular. Thank you guys, man. This channel would not be what it is without you guys. I just get up here and talk. You guys show up, contribute to the conversation. It keeps me talking, right? And that's we built a community here, man. And appreciate you, man. We got a bunch of people rocking heavy today. We had over 800 people in the building already tonight. I'm only on here only been here about 30 minutes. Twitter rocking heavy over there as usual, man. So appreciate every single one of y'all. Especially there's a lot of you guys who don't take part in the chat. I get cash apps and things from people that I don't even really know who they are because they never chime in the chat. They're never in the comments, but they contribute. So I greatly appreciate you guys. My texts are absolutely blowing up right now. One second. Let's see. So my texts are going nuts. But appreciate you though. But again, this channel will not be this channel without you guys. So thank you guys so much. Anything you do, any way that you show love and contribution, even just by being here and giving your time, it is greatly appreciated. Craig, what's going on, sir? Appreciate you, man. One to go, Craig. Facts. People are talking to each other. Let me mind my business. East Los Chicano, not Puerto Rican. There's more Puerto Ricans out here now than you think, though. Last time I saw Fat Joe was when he came out with the big pun for Felix Trinidad in 1999. Man, no, Joe's had some big records over the last handful of years too. Like he's relevant, but not for that stage. Like most of the people that were watching the World Series nationwide don't know who Fat Joe is. A lot of people know who Ice Cube is because of the acting, things as such. So Fat Joe was just a bad counter. Like had Fat Joe gone first and then the Dodgers brought out Ice Cube, we could be like, okay. But after Ice Cube came out and did what he did, their counter was Fat Joe. Now, granted, they probably already had this lined up before Ice Cube performed, but I would have just cut bait. I would have switched it up. Like, sorry, bro. Like he killed it. We need someone bigger here. No pun intended, huh? Joe, I'm gonna shoot you that link right now, brother. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and send get Joe up here to help me save my voice a little bit. Let him talk a little bit. 1 second. And appreciate everything that you guys do up here. Appreciate you guys contributing to the show here. You are greatly appreciated. Let me get Joseph Soro up here right now. All right, Joseph, I have sent the email for the link, and we'll give Joe a second to get up here. But as usual, man, I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. This would not be the show it is without you guys. I'm not going to celebrate until it's over. Yeah, I'm not celebrating the World Series being over. I'm celebrating this game being over and them going into Yankee Stadium and winning a crucial Game 3. This game was so important, y'all. So important. And they got it done. And this series may go another way if they lose this game tonight and go into tomorrow with a bullpen game. Like, who knows how this game goes if Walker Buehler doesn't give us those 5 innings? Who knows? You know what I mean? So this is big. Any game that this Dodger team gets, considering the injuries to the arms that we've had, is major. So this was a massive win. This game won the World Series. This game won it. Maybe they win another game or two in the series. I don't know, but they're not winning 3 straight. They're not winning 4 straight. It's not happening. So this game tonight won the World Series. And it's funny because I feel like every game in this series has gone down that path. If they don't come back and win game 1, are we here? Right? If they don't dominate game 2 the way they did, are we here? Right? If they don't come in and Walker Buehler doesn't start this game. So this is a complete team effort. And Ice Cube had the Straight Outta Compton movie 10 years ago. Yeah, Ice Cube is a much bigger star than Fat Joe. Good amount of people know about NWA now. Yeah, it's not even that, man. Ice Cube has made movies that families know, like the Are We There Yet? And stuff like that. Like this is just middle America knows who Ice Cube is outside of rapping. There are people who know Ice Cube as an actor and not as a rapper. they don't even correlate that he's from NWA. You know what I mean? He's done movies that people like, and Fat Joe has been in some movies. He's been in some things, but he is not Ice Cube. He's not. And like I said, I mean no disrespect, because like I said, I respect Fat Joe. I do. But he is not a counter to Ice Cube, man. 1 second here. My phone is just going ballistic. I have to like mute my phone here, man, because it is going ballistic. Turn off my notifications, because I got the notifications on my screen here. And I think because it's coming down to the end of the Laker game here, so people are blowing up here. So I have a feeling that I'm getting complaints in my messages right now, so I don't think that's good for the Lakers. Right? Let's see. Jake Draper, what's going on? I said we're getting there. I mean, towards winning the World Series, yeah, we 1 game away. We are 1 game away. So once again, appreciate you guys. Drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. We greatly appreciate it. On that note, let me go ahead and bring in the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Joseph Soro to the show here, man. What's going on, Joe, man? The Dodgers got 3-0. We had said after game 2, the Dodgers, we need a 2-0 series lead. We feel we never get that. We got that. We got our Gibson moment. We got our 2-0. And we said if we got 2-0, we had a great chance of getting 3-0. And we said if we got 3-0, what was coming next? And we're here now, Joe. So explain to the people that are in here watching right now what you think happens next.
Oh boy. I saw a stat on the game during the game. There have been 24 World Series teams out of the 121 now. 121 World Series. 24 teams have gone 3-0. 21 of them have swept. The other 3 1-5. So I'm going to stick to what I said before. When they won 2 games, they're not coming back with New York without a title. So they're either winning tomorrow or they're winning on Wednesday. But if I had to pick, I think they finish it off tomorrow. I think the Yankees are demoralized.
Yeah, they didn't even look that thrilled when Verdugo got that home run.
I think that yeah, you're right, by the way. They weren't really even excited. They weren't. The throw by Teo, I think, snatched their soul. I thought that snatched their soul. They were really excited at that point. And I feel bad for Giancarlo, because I really like Giancarlo. I think he's just a great guy, just a great person and great player and everything. But you could tell the way he was running that he was trying to. It looks like he's hurt and he's been playing through it.
Yeah.
And I know that they're getting on Boone. That's just like us. We got on Roberts and all that, right? It's just typical, right? But should the Dodgers win 1 more game here, this doesn't work without them in it. So there's an appreciation of that. They're going to give me something, the Yankees as well, that I've never been able to witness as an adult, as someone who understands what's going on. It happened when I was 3. I wasn't old enough to watch, but they're going to give me a Dodger-Yankee World Series where my team wins. And that right there is forever. There's nothing that can be taken away there. And that's the part that I really, really, really – it's very hard to dislike the Yankees. And I know that the Padres are also a team that – and you have every right. By the way, I like seeing the Hulk come out of Jeff when the Padre name come out. But and Jeff and I have talked about this already. I liked the banter. I loved it. I don't hate Manny. I don't hate Tatis. I like it. It's almost like you can reverse it on the opponent and say, well, you guys were talking smack and then you got served.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the most dominant 5-game series out of a 5-game series I've ever seen. I didn't see anything of substance for almost 3 games. almost 3 games that Padres did not do jack squat. And that's because the Dodgers said, all right, we're going to turn this sucker up.
That's enough.
And that's enough.
Yeah.
You're still a little brother. Yeah, you got extra, in 2022, it happens. But no, you ain't taking the title this year. I'm sorry. We got the baddest mofo on the planet and Shohei. You have Freddie Freeman, he's Iron Man. He's Iron Man. And I'm still trying to figure out who Mookie Betts is. Mookie Betts is the Flash. Mookie Betts is the Flash. So you have Godzilla, you have Flash, and you have Iron Man. And how are you going to beat that? And I'll think of something for Teo for the next show. But
Teo is a cheat code. He's at extra level, right? You know what Mookie is? Mookie is. I heard someone mention this in 2020. I thought about that myself before they even said it. Mookie is almost LeBron-ish, where if you have him, you have a chance to win a World Series just by having him on your team. There's something about him. He impacts winning with his defense, with his versatility, with his hitting, with his smarts, with his leadership, with his communication, clubhouse presence, everything about him. Freddie, too. If you look at all these guys that they don't just got studs. They don't just got former MVPs, current MVPs. They got these guys who can kill you, but while still leading a clubhouse and still making it a family atmosphere and still making it that gentleman of baseball. And when you have someone like Shohei Otani to that, and we're seeing a different side of Shohei that we've never seen. He's letting us see him be goofy, playful. He's down there. Did you see when after Freddie hit that home run, Shohei went up to him and they were talking back and forth in English, and he was asking him about a pitch. And he said, "Did that?" And I think he read his lips, and he goes, "Did you see the drop or just swing?" And he goes, "No, I saw it." And he said, "Okay." So that told Shohei that I could see that pitch, but they talked to each other, right? And we're seeing Shohei. And if you're Shohei Otani, of course you had Mike Trout, but you have Freddie Freeman there, you have Mookie Betts there, you have these guys, and he's quizzing them and he's asking them. I also like when you see a lefty come out. They score and the lefties on deck are in the hole. They're going up to them. They're telling them what they're seeing at the plate. They're passing not only the baton as far as the bat goes, but they're passing the knowledge. And the word that I always say with a team, Joe, is connected. This team is so connected. And you and I have talked about this numerous times. Shout out to Lucky's tail back there. I see him lurking. One thing I've said is this is probably the best team I've seen since 2017 as far as having that. The 220 team got it done. I feel 2017 was better than 2020, and I feel that this team is better than both. And this is not even at full strength. So you have all that talent. You have the missing talent, but you see the guys hurt that are out for the season right there in the trenches, front row. You remember in was it 2020? What was the year that Adrian Gonzalez was his last technical year with the Dodgers? Like he wasn't playing, he was hurt. Was it 2020?
I think 18? It was 18. Yeah.
18. Okay. They were in the World Series. He was nowhere to be found.
No.
He was nowhere around the team. He was gone, right? You look at Kershaw, you look at Glasnow, you look at these guys who are right there with the iPads showing guys. They can give nothing to this World Series on the field, but their time and their knowledge, and they're giving it. Every man on this team is giving them something. And one thing real quick, I know this is a little long, my bad.
Take your time, man.
One thing I want to speak on, because you and I have touched on this multiple times about that speech that Muncy gave and talked all that about Honeywell. And it's looking like he's getting the ball in a closeout game tomorrow. The quote unquote, you can't freaking write this any better, Joe. The unsung hero that the locker room just glows about is being handed the ball. And if he gives them anything tomorrow, Joe, if he gives them 3 innings and they win, he's going to get his slice of that pie too, man. And he kind of deserves it from everything we've heard them say about him.
They were interviewing Kike, the beautiful Kirsten on Sportsnet, the beautiful tall chick.
Yeah.
Sorry, woman. And Kike said, "I don't have anything to say right now until we win this next game, and then I'll tell you exactly how I feel." And that's why Kike is my favorite player. He's my favorite player on this team. He has something I think that kind of connects with how I think in a lot of ways. The only thing I wouldn't do is I wouldn't do
Oh yeah, the bump,
the nut bumps,
yeah,
and
when I do the bump,
the twerking. That's obviously something that not everybody's going to be the same. But in terms of how his mind works and his kind of goofiness beyond that stuff, again, there's a relatability there that's there, and of course, being as clutch as he is, it's just a beautiful time. And I would say that this is the best Dodger team that I've seen since 2017, and you can't go despite the injuries. You can't go should they win the fourth game here. You can't go and say, well, they made a run and they got through. They're the best team in Major League Baseball in the regular season. They won the division. They beat arguably the two most hot teams in Major League Baseball after June and the All-Star break. And then you beat a Yankees team that has historic levels of World Series cachet, and you have the MVP in the AL. You have Giancarlo Stanton, who is a playoff stud. You had Garrett Cole, who you could say was the best ace of this entire playoff. And yet here you are watching the Dodgers go up 3-0 and doing it in New York. This is a dominant team. Should they win one more game, a dominant team. And despite Verdugo's little donk home run.
Guessing right on one pitch.
Yeah, donk home run. This was a clinic tonight. A clinic from every angle. It didn't matter if it was the left fielder getting somebody out the plate. Didn't matter if it was Mookie making an amazing catch and right. Didn't matter if it was Edmonds stretching. All 5'11". And 11 and a half, because they say he's 5'10". He's 5'8". 5'10" and some
cleats
change.
Make him taller.
That guy at second, right? He did it all. These guys. Oh, Muncie's
scoop at third.
Muncie's scoop. Oh my God. Absolutely phenomenal display of baseball from every angle. The bullpen. Folks, Vesia had a really good interview yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 days ago, where he's like, baseball is hard.
Very hard.
And he goes, we all want to go up there and do 1, 2, 3, but that's just not going to happen. And that's the other thing. And I know, again, we've all been there. I've been there. The Yankees are very, very, very good. They're scary good. We were on the edge of our seats until that damn third out in the ninth. I'm sorry, I was
too.
And even when they were 4-0 with Verdugo at 2 strikes, I'm still on the edge of my seat. So that's not mediocre. That's not, oh, they're not doing anything, okay? It's just you're playing somebody that's better. And that's as simple as that. The Dodgers are the best baseball team on the planet. And should they get the fourth win here, it'll be stamped. And the 2024 Dodgers will be one of the best teams of the last decade, in my view.
Yeah, I agree. And it's not just the Yankees team. You're battling the Yankee lure. Like, you're going into a stadium that has 27 championship banners. When they get to the World Series, they rarely lose. You know, and it's you're battling history. You're battling the Dodger Yankee history. You're battling all the times we've lost to them. You even though it's not in a lot of our lifetime, it's still there. You're battling the media darling, right? You're battling the Yankee lore. And the Yankee lore is like going into Boston Garden and playing the Celtics in NBA. It's like that. And the fact that the Yankees don't, I don't know off the top of my head, when's the last time the Yankees got, if this happens, when's the last time the Yankees got swept in the World Series?
It was the Dodgers, I believe, in 1963.
Okay. So
Johnny Padres pitched a 7th-game shutout, 2-0.
So 61 years? I mean, it just doesn't happen. I don't know if it's going to happen this year either. We'll see tomorrow.
Well, it's nice. It's nice because the first 5 World Series. Let me look real quick here. I think the first 5 World Series. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4, 5. So the first 5. So the first 5 World Series matchups back in the 40s and 50s were Yankees over the Dodgers, and then the Dodgers finally came through in 55 with Jackie Robinson and that crew. And then the following year, which is a bummer because the Dodgers were up 2-0 in that series and then ended up losing in 7. Otherwise, would have had a back-to-back with the Yankees. And then after that, they didn't meet until 63, and then the Dodgers swept them. And then after that, they met in 77 and 78. And 77, I think the Yankees were better. 78, the Dodgers were better, at least from what in terms of my research. They were up 2-0, and then game 4, they're up, and then Reggie Jackson does his infamous butt out and ends up being an error. The Yankees score on that, and then they end up winning in extra innings, and then they end up winning the next 4 games or 2 games. So, and then of course in 81 they kind of got revenge where the Yankees started out 2-0, and then the Dodgers won the last 4, and the 4th game was in Yankee Stadium where they won. So the last time they won the championship against the Yankees, they won it in Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, and now the Dodgers have a chance to sweep them again for the first time since 1963, and then now the record would be 8-4.
In the new Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Started off right. And this will be the first time they faced a World Series in that new stadium. So, oh man, if they get this done, the way I look at it, they get it done within 48 hours, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's Wednesday. That's just how I feel. I would love for them to get it done tomorrow, man. I'm
going to have something. To me right now, my feeling is something has to really get messed up for them not to go for the jugular tomorrow. Because I think they're going to be swinging free. They haven't had a big game yet. They haven't had a big game on the offensive side
like
yet.
A 10-9 run.
Yeah, they haven't done that. And I think they're going to be thirsty. Because I don't think the Yankees feel anything right now. They're dead. They look dead unless they turn it. I don't know. I just don't see how the Yankees are going to be up for tomorrow. I'm not saying they won't, but I don't see it at this moment. I just don't.
Well, maybe they have some energy to start the game, but if the Dodgers get up on them early, maybe they just cave.
That was it. That was it. That first inning. I mean, Freddie pulled some Reggie Jackson in reverse on the Yankees, man. I mean, it was that home run. Granted, we're still nervous throughout the entire game, but a little bit. I always say go with your first instinct on things, but at the same time, your body doesn't allow you to until it's done. But as soon as he hit that home run, I'm like, this game's over. Like it was the instinct. It wasn't over. But my thing was, man, he already took their soul a little bit in game 1. And now it's like first inning, Otani gets walked, by the way. He contributed to 2 runs in this game. One was the walk, which ended up being the 2-run homer. The other was a productive out that ended up getting what's his name on second? I forgot who it was. Was it Edmund?
Yeah.
It was Edmund, and then of course Mookie hit that blooper and he scored.
Yeah.
So again, and this is a guy trying to playing with one arm. Otani had 2 runs attributed to his assists in this game. I'm not trying to pull some BS out. No. Every run matters in this business, especially in the World Series. And a guy with a bum wing helped get 2 runs. He doesn't do those things. It's the fear sometimes. Sometimes the decoy helps. And tonight he was the perfect decoy. He ended up contributing to half the runs just by being the decoy.
Yeah, and I was talking to my mom and dad, and my pops was dropping like F-bombs that whole 9th inning, man. He was losing his mind. But I try to tell people the amount of torture that Shohei puts a pitcher through, even without him swinging the bat. The fear of just pitching to him and the threat of him breaking a game open or tagging them or just clobbering one takes a lot out of them. And then they go, and if he walks or he gets on, then you got Mookie, Freddie behind him. So they got to be like, okay, I can't really pitch to this guy. Then I got Mookie behind him. I got Freddie behind him. We walked Mookie. Freddie hit a grand slam. We've walked Shohei. We've seen Mookie hit multiple home runs in those scenarios. So they're already thinking about it, and they look up and they see the graphic. That's why Fox is constantly playing this too. Shohei is 4 batters away. Shohei is 3 batters away. Like, he's must-see TV. And the pitchers are also thinking about that. You can't tell me, Joe, when the pitcher has got 7, 8, 9, to go into an inning, he's not thinking, okay, I've got to get all three of these guys out. I do not want to face Otani with someone on. He's thinking that. And a lot of times when it gets to Edman, a guy who's bat 4th and 5th in the playoffs, are like, this isn't your typical 9 guy. I've got to go after and I can't just throw something down the cup to this guy. This guy was MVP of the last round. I got to try to get him to chase, and he doesn't chase, and then he gets a walk or he gets a 3-0 count. Now you got to throw one under the plate and he gets it. So this is all attributed to Otani being there, even when he's facing the 7 guy. And I don't think a lot of people understand that Otani can go 0 for 10 and still impact a baseball game by his presence. And like you said, with a bad wing, you said, right? So it's like even him out there with that, he's still impacting wins because the gravity of him being there is so strong. And the fact that he's about to get a World Series title, the first year he got that patch on his jersey, this is about.
Come on. MVP. He's going to be getting an MVP in about a couple weeks.
Probably a unanimous one.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
No. Him and Judge are getting unanimous. Yeah. So you're looking at. There was some discussion earlier today that I heard, and I heard it even before then, about Boone adjusting the lineups and talking about closeness, right? Talking about team players, not worrying about feelings and bullshit, right? So there was talk about maybe they should move Judge down to 5, or just Chisholm was killing it, right? And he's a lefty, and you got a righty, and like all these things that you probably should consider at this point. But word is, and I'm not sure, I'm not in the locker room. I'm going by guys that are kind of paying attention to the Yankees stuff a little bit more. I pay attention to baseball in general, but I'm not in it like some of these New York guys that live in New York, and they kind of know the vibe over there, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, Roberts is moving a guy from 9 to 4, depending on the matchup. Mm-hmm. And every time he's done it, he's guessed right.
Yep.
Or not even guessed right. That's actually an insult. He's gotten it right.
Yeah.
Because he knows what's up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys, but you got to win no matter what. And if Judge was going to get butthurt, getting moved down to 5 and moving, look what Giancarlo did tonight.
Yeah.
Imagine if he was in the 4 spot.
Yeah, and without hitting the ball out of the park. Without hitting the ball out of the park.
If he had done those 2 hits in the 3rd spot, they would have scored. It just you shoot yourself in the foot. And the thing with Boone, if I'm him, I don't know what's going on there. But he's the manager, and he needs to make that decision. And that was some of the stuff that I didn't understand about Roberts. Who was really making the decision? Is he the Roger Goodell of the Dodgers? Are they just throwing him to the wolves so that Freeman and Caston and Gomi don't get the flack? But, well, folks, this is about winning championships. You can't keep losing these championships with this kind of team. Who gives a shit about arrows? Like, why do you even care? Just get it right. And it makes so much sense because you had mentioned this, I think, in an earlier show about how maybe Roberts did feel something coming, because I had never seen one article about Roberts in the last 7 years, 9 years, whatever, until August. I said, whoa, did somebody leak this thing out? Mm-hmm. Are they trying to throw something out there? Well, I think it got to Roberts, and all of a sudden he goes into a playoff thing and he starts bunting. And he leaves Walker in for another batter when you go out to that right there changed everything.
He stopped answering the phone. He stopped answering the phone.
Yep. This is playoffs are different. You got to go with your gut sometimes. And if you don't get it right, it's okay. It happened too. Knack. Mm-hmm. Everybody was dogging on Roberts for that. I'm like, dude, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. There's a difference between, hey, I'm putting this guy in the spot because I have no choice at this moment. My pitching staff is down to, again, some string and some freaking Band-Aids. And then, all of a sudden get mad. Oh, Mac, I can't believe he allowed this man. Dude, you know who he was? It was Murderous Row that he had to deal with. This is Knack. This isn't freaking Smoltz in his prime. So I will say this. you have kind of, not only just Dodgers, like in general, I'm starting to kind of lean back a little bit on scenarios and getting kind of overwhelmed by it. And maybe it's the winning that's doing that. I think a lot of it does have to do with that. But at the same time, things changed. I don't want to say I was wrong. No, I am not wrong. I'm not wrong. I wasn't wrong when he took out Rich Hill too early or Tyler Anderson. I'm not wrong about those. Okay. Should have left those guys in. However, he's been doing this about as perfect as he can. And the reason why it's gone well is because he's making the right calls. And this is the result. And this will, until the next team, which, man, we win this thing here in the next day or so. I can't wait, dude. We are going to be talking Dodger baseball
all fall, all winter,
all winter. And I mean, the second the pitchers report for training camp, for spring training, we are going to, I cannot wait to see what this team is going to do to get the pitchers ready for next year. Because I do feel 100% that they have a fix this next year.
They're too smart not to. They're too smart not to. And I want to touch on that because I think it is important. My thing with Dave Roberts has never been right or wrong, my take or anyone else's take. I think that both takes were theoretically right. I think we all felt that Dave Roberts was a good enough manager, just didn't get it done when it mattered, which makes you, I guess, a bad manager at times, right? My thing has always been, I've always known I've confirmed this multiple times, pretty much that he was never giving full authority to go too far. He couldn't stray from home too much. He couldn't stay away. He couldn't stray away from the plan they had in place. If this happened, do this. If this happened, do this. If this happened, do this. He was pretty much forced to stay on track with whatever the plan was. Now, I don't know if this was something that happened last offseason. I don't know if this is something when everyone went down and all their analytics didn't matter as much because everyone was hurt. I don't know if that article came out because they're like, look, he says he's doing it this way this year. So if it doesn't work, he's out of there. I don't know. That got planted for sure. I don't know if it was we're getting rid of him if this doesn't work, or if this was he's already let us know he's doing it his way, and we want this out there that if it doesn't work, he's gone. First of all, whoever did that was shitty. First of all, second of all, I haven't got confirmation on this because it's been the heat of a playoff run, and it's been hard for me to really get to sit down with the people that I'm able to sit with during the season or during the off season. But I'm fairly convinced that at some point he told them, guys, you got to trust me or fire me. And I'm going to do it. And you can either fire me for being right when we win, or you can fire me if we lose doing it my way. But I'm not going to go out here and just be your fall guy. You let this get out there like that, I'm not going to be the fall guy. I'm doing this my way. And maybe they agreed. Maybe they're like, okay, let's do it, right? Or maybe they adjusted their if things go wrong. I believe what is happening now, Joe, is they have a plan in place before the game, and then he is adjusting when he sees fit. That's what I think is happening. I think they're well prepared before the game, and I think he's adjusting great during the game. And I think you can see a tremendous difference just on the way he adjusts to things. And one thing I want to answer, I want to answer Chris's question here. Where did that one go? Okay, here it is, because this is a good one here. He said, Jeff and Joe, infielders nowadays are scoop happy, or am I wrong? And I want to talk on that because you're not wrong. The reason they do it is the ball is coming off the bat harder than ever, Chris. And the old way of it bouncing once or twice before it gets to a position player and he can get himself into position, a lot of times it's almost like taking a pitch. You're now guessing which way that ball is going to come off the dirt. You're guessing at that point. If you could get to the ball on the scoop, you have a much better chance of knowing where it's going than when you wait for it to skip on you. And if you've seen it, guys like Tommy Edman, you've seen very, very good infielders get eaten alive by these shots off the dirt. And because of the exit velocity and the launch angles, even when they're swinging for the sky that just hits a part of the bat, it's still coming off crazy fast and skipping that dirt, and they can't predict where the ball is going to go. So they try to get it on the scoop to take that away. And sometimes they get burned for it. but it's been proven to work out better when they take that approach. I don't know if you want to talk on that, Joe, but I thought that was a good question because it has kind of changed a little bit as far as how infielders, like Muncie's become like this scoop king, like, right? He's realized that when it takes that skip off the dirt, he doesn't read it well, but his scoop game, he's out there like he's scooping ice cream, man. He's just getting them every time.
Well, great athletes adjust.
Yep.
There was so many people talking about Boone, not, leave Garrett Cole in. It's almost mimicking everything we've said in the last 7 years. I don't think a lot of us, and what's weird is you got guys like Jeter saying it too. Jeter has to be a little bit more intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
He's been saying some stupid things lately.
And that's
I'm not. Look, you want to pick the Yankees to win, dude? That's Mr. Yankee, of course. If he had said Yankees in 4, if he had said Yankees in 3, I would have said, yeah, it's Jerry Jeter. But you can't say things like they should have dude, you're in this game, aren't you? You're part of a telecast. You know what's going on. You look at somebody like John Smoltz and Joe Davis, they're breaking down the culture. They're breaking down what is going on in baseball. Dude, you never heard this stuff 20 years ago when he was playing. You never heard any of it. Manny Ramirez is really good at hitting fastballs. Cool. But what else? Oh, well, he hit it and he didn't hit it. Now it's like, well, if you got that sinker and when it's 3-2, you're going to want to do this. And if he's got the fastball, it's cold outside tonight, you might want to do this. I mean, they're breaking this thing down. The nerds at Harvard, Yale, they changed this game, folks. They changed it. And it's over. Old baseball is over.
Never coming back.
It's never coming back. As a matter of fact, there's a better chance of having 2 starters each game in the future than not.
Piggyback.
Now I want a once a week pitcher.
The Japan rule.
Do it the way Japan does. Every 7th day. Now you're going to have to pay, but you're also going to be able to stretch that money a little bit more. Sort of. I mean, I don't think
you can have prospects do it. Like,
sure,
I mean,
sure.
You can get guys to the league faster, gets more guys involved in the union. There's ways to make it work financially and to get approval for it. There's a political way to do it.
Right. And the question will be there is, if they're pitching once a week, are they going to go 7-8? That's going to be the next question I want to see. If they're rolling, or is it still going to be tight after 3 runs of the lineup? I don't know about how that's going to work. That I'm kind of interested in seeing if they eventually do something like that.
I still think it comes down to how many times they view you in a lineup, especially in a playoff series. But I also think it depends on how they throw. If they're a guy that can throw between 98 and 102, I don't think you can have him do too many innings at once. I just think if you got a guy who can, but it's the thing is, even if you got a guy throwing 95, 96, that spin is still deadly to an arm. So I think that I think if you can get to a point where it's pitch once a week, 5 innings, and then you just massively add on to the pen and additional starters, I think that's the way that you're going to go. These arms are not going to be able to hold up to this. So they're going to have to do something. And I told you, when I was down watching the minor league games, I was watching piggyback games and piggyback games. And I was convinced that the Dodgers are going to that, where they have 2 starters. Well, I don't know what they're going to call them, but it's an opener and a closer and a long guy, basically. And then so you got like four innings from one guy, if everything goes right. 4 innings from one guy, 4 innings from another, and then you got a closer or a guy to come in, whatever it is. If you go extra inning, you got a bunch of arms available. So I saw the Dodgers do that a lot in AA. They did it some in AAA. And I was convinced we were going to see some of that this year. We really didn't. And but I know it's on the horizon because they're deploying it in their minor league system. So they don't do that unless they're trying to gather data and unless they're trying to see how it works. And the guys that they're using would be the guys they'd eventually bring up. So they'd probably bring up 2 guys from the minors that would be like their 4th day starters. Those guys from the minors may be the piggyback guys. The guys that they're having them do those games in the minors might end up being the guys they call up to do it. So minor league games are so cool though too. They're so fun. You can get so close to the action. When you talk trash to players or umps, they talk trash back and you're right there. It's so much fun. It's such a different experience. But the Dodgers, even when you go to their minor league games, you can see even the different stuff that they do there. I would love to go to a Tampa Bay Rays minor league game and see the craziness and foolishness they got going on down there. Because what they do at the major league level, I can only imagine what they do at the minor league level. But that's the other thing. And that's why the Dodgers have been so like, the Dodgers not only have the best roster in Major League Baseball, when healthy, they've got a very strong starting rotation in Major League Baseball, a very good bullpen. They've got an excellent farm system at multiple levels. And they just added a bunch of kids again this year that are 2-3 years out. So it's like, what makes this Dodger dynasty so likely, Joe, is not only the players they currently have, the players that they're about to add, but the guys that they have to come up over the years or move in trade to go get that guy that they need. They're so set up for that. No other team in baseball. And they have top 2 posting money to be able to spend on they even have that, Joe. Even the money to spend on Japanese players, like the players that come over. There are only 1 or 2 teams that have a chance at Roki, really, if he's going for highest bidders. So my thing is like, they've even put themselves in position for that. They check every box. When you look at a stat sheet for the Dodgers, and you look at their pitching and batting stats, and you look at their defensive statistics, you can see every metric they want to be on top of. The base running, the shifting, the double plays, all of these things that are very heavy analytical, they are number 1 across the board. So you have that for preparation. But then when things go off the track, you let your manager manage, and now you're seeing, what's the word, Joe? We're seeing the results. Because you're letting your manage after you've put the plan in place. You've done your job. You've got him the players. You gave him the strategy. You've had your huddles. You know what the plan is. But when the plan breaks, you MIT guys have never been on a diamond. You never stole a bag that led to a 3-0 comeback. Now it's his time. You gave him the tools. Now let him go achieve the goals. And when that's all working together, no one's beating this team. No one.
We're going to go to Rancho Cucamonga and watch some games.
Yeah.
Single A.
You got high A.
Quakes.
Single A. Yeah, so you got...
Quakes. So I haven't been to a minor league game in a while, but I want to go see the Quakes, see what's up over there. I think their season starts in April, obviously.
It's so fun.
But we can definitely, you and I are going to be hanging out a lot here probably within the next year because, man, I just want them to win this 4th game so we can really talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm not. I have no fear that they're not. I just want it out of the way. Yeah. And I want to put a stamp on this because it's been so long overdue. I watched some amazing baseball when I first was watching with the Dodgers in '88. And they were competitive in the 90s, but not really.
90s were almost a waste.
Yeah, they had 5 straight rookies of the year. It meant nothing, at least in the results area. And then the 2000s became this, I don't know, it was almost like the dead ball era of Dodger baseball. You had this owner who was not really like, he was not Donald Sterling in terms of the person, but probably a level below. And then you kind of had a run in there in 08, 09. We hadn't had something like that in so long. And I was so just devastated when we weren't able to get past the Phillies. And
God, that would have stung. Freaking Matt Stairs home run still haunts
me. They would have won that World Series. I don't think they would have won in 09, but they would have won in 08 had they gotten to Tampa in the World Series. And that wouldn't burn because the Manny thing was just so amazing. But then you start fast forwarding to, let's say, 2013, you start seeing this run start. Kershaw wins MVP in the Cy Young 14. Unfortunately, we lost to the Cardinals when we shouldn't have and missed out a chance on whooping the Giants that year. But we have seen some amazing baseball. Amazing.
Even in losses. Amazing.
Even in losses. I mean, that Chris Taylor home run against St. Louis in the wild card game, he ran so fast. He looked like Pete Rose running those bases after he hit that home run. You got Bellinger, you got Kike, you want to know what was a good omen tonight? I didn't say it because I want them to finish this off. But when Mookie made that catch,
yeah,
I teleported into
2020.
I said, "Oh,
yeah, I did too. It's
a sign.
I was like, "Where's the?" Like when he beat his chest.
I was. The thing is, right now, and there's talk, which is. It's not going to happen. I would be I would not have to know anything about baseball, at least in my own head, if there's any shot at Soto coming to LA, I just don't think that's ever going to happen.
I don't see it. I think they'll drive. I think they'll help drive the price up, but I
Sure,
don't think,
absolutely. But I don't think they're going to. There's no way. And the other thing is, he's not a good right fielder. And I know that as you get older, you want to get away from right field. But there are 2 plays in this series. Granted, he still scored, but the way Betts cut off that almost double the other night, dude, the guy can still ball at right field.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just saying, I'd like to keep Mookie at right field if you can,
and I like to keep Teo in left.
Absolutely.
That throw he made today, I mean,
like
hardest
Raul
thrown
Mondesi.
ball of his season. Hardest
He looked
thrown
like
ball of
Raul
his season.
Mondesi. That was a
Yep.
Raul Mondesi. I granted Raul played in the right field, but
Yep.
point is that just his build and the way, as soon as he let go of that ball, I knew he got him.
Perfect bounce.
It was perfect. And my heart went out. I was happy, obviously, but when I saw the replay of Giancarlo Stanton running, it was at that moment I felt really bad for Giancarlo because he's playing hurt.
Yeah, he is. Hey, he's from around my way, man. He's from 5 minutes from here. He's from. Man, I've heard him. I've watched him play.
He's a good dude.
We root for him. He's a very good guy. He's always been a good guy, and I felt like he always got a lot of heat because he's a big strikeout guy, right? But whenever he's given a chance to play for something, he has performed. And when this guy gets into the playoffs, when he gets into the playoffs, he performs, and he's been their best player in these playoffs. Rizzo had a good start to this, had a good run, right, going in it, but Stanton has had those moments. And I'm not gonna lie, when Judge caught that ball and when he got that ball in center field and came up gunning, I was like, oh God, he's got a cannon. Lux better not be thrown out twice. And he got in there just in time. But
props to Lux. He's got a hip issue, and
he's playing hurt.
He would have scored on that first one had he not been injured. And that's
I think so too. And I think he was safe on that play. I think if they called him safe originally, it wasn't enough to overturn. But I will also say that Teo is a better defender than people give him credit for. He's known like as the offensive guy, but that guy's got a gun. But I also want to say one thing, because this guy hasn't done a lot at the plate right now. But Will Smith has done behind the plate catching, and that tag that he got that in years past, Will Smith has been known to bobble those throws on a bounce. We lost the World Series game because he couldn't grab the ball to make the tag. We've seen us lose games because he couldn't get the bounce, which a lot of time you'd rather get it on the bounce than the direct throw. You're taught that you get the ball and swing to the tag. Will Smith in history in the past has had trouble. It's like when the guy tries to catch the ball and make the basket before he catches the ball. Will Smith in the past has had trouble. It's what's got Austin Barnes so many innings behind the plate was because they put him in for defensive purposes. Will Smith has flipped the script on it this year and gone defensive. Now he's able to get that ball and get that tag. That tag that he put on Stanton with getting the ball and getting the tag was almost as impressive as the throw. Now the ball met right there, but it's actually even harder because you're worried about a collision. You've got the guy coming through peripheral down the third baseline. You got the ball coming at you. You got a guy screaming behind you. You're like, you got everything coming. And to get the ball, catch it, swing to make the tag in one motion, it's not as easy as people think. And the work that he's done behind the plate, just a couple times that you notice when he told Buehler to step off the mound, he didn't like the way, or he didn't agree with the pitch that the Walker, he changed his mind, told him to step off. Did you see that a couple times where he waved them off?
Oh, yeah.
Stepped them off, then they got back on the same page. The average baseball fan will not pick up on what that is. They will not pick up on that, but that was huge because not only was it change the pitch, but it also was he was giving a signal to Freddie that he was going to throw down if the guy got too much of a lead, and Freddie didn't see him give the signal. So he bought time for that. And that's kind of like a point guard on the field as your catcher. And I felt he's had a great game behind the plate. I still think he's going to have a moment in the series where he does something with the bat. It's 3-0 now, but what I'm saying is his work behind the plate has been fantastic. And I don't think a lot of people, he pissed me off when he didn't drive in with bases loaded. And it's happened more than once, but the work behind the plate, Joe, I think you can agree. He's done a fantastic job.
I think he's running on fumes.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know how much abuse throughout a 162 game season a catcher goes through. And I want you to also factor in that there was a time when the catcher, it's already hard when you have the same pitcher for 8 innings and then one relief guy, right? He has to now catch 7 pitchers sometimes. 7. And Kershaw used to give him breaks because Kershaw loved Barnes catching for him. And he'd get some rest that way. And he DH'd before Otani came, obviously. Since he doesn't have that luxury, that the workload became even more. So I text you, and I said it. I almost said it all the way, but then my brain, again, Empire Jeff started telling me, Joe, couch. All right. I said, I hate Will Smith sometimes. I didn't say I hate
and I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
And it's because it's like if he had just gotten a single there, you put the game away. That's all. That's what it is. Those moments. But he has been an integral part of the culture of this Dodger team the last 7 years. He is going to go down as a Dodger great. There's a lot of Dodger greats on this team. There are Hall of Famers, but there's also Dodger greats. Maybe not retirement number great, but we're gonna remember vividly Kike Hernandez, Justin Turner, Will Smith. We're gonna remember these guys in 10, 15 years and say, man, those cats were freaking amazing. We ended up winning 4 titles or something, whatever, going to 6 World Series. I go, that was Dodger baseball at its peak. And we were there to see it, and they were a big part of it. It is the most, I'm not saying this politically, it is the most conservative team I've ever seen in LA. Like when I mean conservative, like they're homebody types, they're family people. Usually LA has some crazy people like Shaq and, the Frick Foxes. And, like that's what I'm used to with the LA. Even back in the day, Steve Garvey was a guy that was known to, kind of be promiscuous, if you will.
Yeah.
All these guys are married. Every other day I'm hearing somebody's having a kid. It's the most, I shouldn't have said conservative. I'm sorry. It's the most family-oriented LA team I've ever seen.
It's like a family. They're gentlemen. Like they're gentlemen of baseball. Like they really are.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful thing. And the Giants were like that too, by the way, in 10, 12, and 14. Guys like Buster Posey, Bruce Bochy. It makes sense why those guys were able to reel off 3 titles in 5 years, because those guys were tight and they were business-like. They were home. They were, and again, I'm not trying to be naive here, but the way they conducted themselves was very family-like. It wasn't like the 86 Mets, a bunch of crazy people, or the A's in 89. So it's really easy to cheer for these guys, and I'm getting rid of this. I'm purposely getting rid of this it's not an overreaction, because I know myself well. I'm not overreacting, but I'm going to try to hone in on the bad things too and take it for what it is.
Oh, wait to see it through, right? Because something that frustrates us, I used to be like that too. And I see Big Baby in the chat. Shout out Big Baby. I've had a lot of talks with him about this too. Kind of along the lines of the same way, because I used to be like that, right? And I've learned that that sometimes things just happen in this game, and it doesn't necessarily change the outcome we think it does at that time, but it really doesn't. And it's part of the game. It's part of it. There's something special about a guy who boots a ball in the 3rd inning and gives up a run, and that guy comes back and hits a 2-run homer, got that run and another one back. Sometimes these guys rally themselves and get their teams back, or the teammates have their back. And it's an imperfect sport, right? There's things that could happen, and it's annoying. And I think you hit it on the head with talking about what Vesia said. This is a very hard sport. So when we sit up there and we're like, damn it, throw a strike. And he's like, I'm trying. I'm trying. Like it's hard. And it's not like, when you're throwing 100 and you're trying to put some movement because you're trying to induce the chase, one little anything, and it doesn't go where you want it to go. And it's like, they don't put that ball every single time where they want to put it. It just doesn't work that way. Same thing when you put the bat on the ball. How many times, Joe, have you seen a player get the pitch that they wanted and just missed it? And it's like, oh, like I had it. It's the same thing with pitching. It's the same thing with fielding. And to Chris's point of you getting ready, you've done that move thousands of times and the ball just skipped somewhere else. or the guy who's throwing the ball to you threw it at a weird angle. The runner coming took your visibility away from it, or the guy at first who's playing because the other guy is hurt doesn't have the same amount of range, so you can't throw it over there the same. There's all kinds of things you have to consider. Is there a guy that's batting left versus batting right? If he's batting left, he's out of the box quicker. Like, and you're thinking of turning two, right? There's all these things, the game within the game. Now, did you see in yesterday's game when Miggy Rojas was out there and he got that ball? He didn't even think about going to second after what happened in San Diego. He went straight to first, right? And it's like, these are the things like in baseball, right? That you get in the moment, the things happen. But let me tell you this, and I know you'll back me up on this. These guys are making these plays to win, and they want to win so bad that sometimes they try too hard and they don't just let it come to them. So when fans, as we overreact, is very similar to a player who's trying to do too much. I have no impact on the field. All the impact I have is my own blood pressure, right? So I try to watch this and realize that, man, he tried. It ended up looking stupid, but in that moment, he was trying to win. And as a result of that, if the biggest thing you can have on a guy is that he tried too hard, then in my heart of hearts, I figure he's going to figure a way to make that up because he tries hard. And I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt. There's plenty of guys. Like I said, Teo last series. Like, when are you going to join the series, Teo? That's Muncy in this series. When are you going to join the series, Muncy? Right? But we talk about the plays he's made defensively, his leadership in the clubhouse. All these guys contribute in ways that don't always show up on a stat sheet. And I think that's very important to know in baseball. And Chris, real quick, I'm going to answer your question. There's no way in hell this will ever happen. No way in hell they're going to let anyone know what the catcher and pitcher are talking about. They put that in there so no one could steal signs. So there's no way. It'd be like if they let what quarterback and head coach were talking about come out in football. No way in hell that ever gets out. And if anyone found a way to tap into that, they'd probably go to jail. I'm dead serious, because that's not only stealing a sign, that's listening to conversations, and that's illegal. So yeah, no way in holy hell they ever give that away. No way. Make sure to subscribe to Big Baby Sports. I see him in the building. Make sure to subscribe to Lakers Fast Break. Joe, Gerald, all them over there. Great stuff. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. If you are new to the channel, drop a like on the video. Would greatly appreciate it. Also, Chris, I did see you mention asking if Muncy is wearing a first base glove at third base. He is not. He's not. It would be too hard to field with that glove and get the ball out of the glove to make the transfer to throw out on the run. It's much harder to get the ball out of that glove. Maybe he's wearing a glove that's sized a little bigger for him. But it's not a first baseman's glove, and it would not be wise to wear it at third. The hot corner with the first base glove, not ideal. Let me see.
Man, I want to thank Atlanta and the Boston Red Sox
for screwing up.
My God, I every time I see Freddie Freeman, my whole heart just, that guy just, and then these guys are good. You know, I forgot to say this when we were talking about this. Mookie Betts is not LeBron.
No, he's not.
No, hold on. He's Steph Curry. And I'll tell you why. He's Steph Curry because Steph Curry doesn't get enough credit for never. I mean, you're talking about a guy that changed the NBA. He was that transcendent player. Very few players can do what he did. And the fact that he opened his arms for someone like Kevin Durant, and he let his boy Clay get his shine, and he put up with Draymond Green and the assness that Steve Kerr is, because Steve Kerr is an irritating human being sometimes. He is. Okay. I mean, he does not get enough credit for that. And Mookie, because you keep hearing it, you keep talking about it, that means it's around. Oh, you want to walk Shohei to go meet Mookie? You know, Mookie's a stud. He's a first ballot. He's a ultra athlete. He can bowl. He can probably play pool. He can dunk. He can play football. I saw him do a seam route. I mean, the guy is an athletic whiz, and not even a hint of ego. All humble, all complimentary. This does not get talked enough. This is what when you talk about a Hall of Famer, and then you talk about a guy that's above, a little bit of, even above that. That's
flat out winner.
Winner, knows who he is, class, and you have that, and you have Freddie, and then you have the Shohei was just the guy hit a foul ball on last bat. He's worried about people getting hit by the ball. He's apologizing. How do you not love somebody like that?
Yeah.
And then you talk about Kershaw. Kershaw, everybody bows to Kershaw. Why? Because he's a good dude. And then Roberts, apparently, no matter how much we've hated him, everyone loves him in the dugout.
You've never
Everyone
heard a
loves
player
the
ever
clubhouse.
speak out on him. Never.
So, again, I want to thank Jeff, Empire Jeff. I'm not going to say your last name, even though I know it now. But I'm going to call you Empire. You're playing the character. I'm going to go with the character. You want me to call that? I'm going to call him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay.
No,
right?
the funny is I didn't choose.
Right?
I did not choose that name for myself. The funniest thing about it, but no, I'll go.
No, that's good though. It's
Yeah.
always best when someone else gives you the nickname.
You can't give yourself a nickname.
No, that doesn't. That sounds weird. So again, it's opened my head because I rarely have ever see. You're the first baseball guy. I mean, I have baseball people around me. Don't get me wrong, but you're the first baseball contact I've had that really talks baseball like I do. I'm at a wall like this, talking to myself with baseball. Basketball, I got a few guys.
Me too.
Football all day. Plus, football's a different beast. Football, I know football like I know the hairs on my hand. I mean, football's in my blood. I wanted to play football my whole life. I wanted to go to the NFL. The violence was just what I loved about it, and everything around it as well. But this is the first time I've talked to someone that I felt like was a true contemporary. And it just so happened that you're a Dodger fan too. And I mean, come on, man. We're going to be on a run here, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Let them win this next game. We're going to be on a run here. I think that's going to be very transcendent in the next decade. So I can't wait.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. It's always fun because same thing with me. I don't have anyone else I can talk basketball and baseball with. I've got some great people I can talk basketball with for hours and hours. I got some people I can talk baseball with, but it's hard to cross over between the two. It really is. And when basketball people, in most part, and I don't mean this is going to come out worse than what I mean it. For the most part, basketball people, the people who cover basketball purely, really can't talk baseball. And you can't clout stream baseball. You can't fake the funk in baseball because baseball people will see right through it. You can go a lot further faking basketball knowledge just by looking at stats and watching YouTube than you can talking baseball. And you learn real quick who can really talk baseball and who's just excited about it. And they're both fine. If someone's excited about baseball and wants to come up and talk about it, it's how great how Buehler pitched, and it was great. The hits that a couple of these guys got, and then they get better over time, but they really can't break down the game. So it is kind of special to have someone like you as well that we can sit here and we can talk for hours about basketball. We can talk for hours about baseball and feel that we're giving the chat and the replay, watch everything, a good show. Not just that, but I enjoy it too. It's almost like I'm a fan of my own show because it's not just me over here blabbering by myself for 2 hours. I have someone to bounce ideas off of, right? I'm typically a solo guy, right? That's just kind of how I've always done it. And I do love that. But it's also like I also love this too because it's a change of pace. The chat loves it. And it's something that I can I can ask questions myself, you know what I mean? Or sometimes I can have something wrong or don't know the answer, and you're right there and you have it. So it's like I love that. I love shows where you don't have to go to Google. Like, I love that. You know what I mean? And I don't know everything, but the odds are majority of the time when I haven't known it, you've known it, and vice versa. And that's just great. That's just great content in my mind. You know what I mean? So, we will definitely, continue, going with it, after they win and covering, the off season. And then, the spring training is incredible. I love going to that. And, and then, just all kinds of stuff that this can just take up. Joe, you'd imagine baseball community started to grow this season. The Dodgers win and they come back in defending their title. The fan base is only going to grow, right? The craving and the want for baseball content is going to only grow. And when that happens, you're going to have a bunch of people trying to fake the funk and act like they can do it. And it's not going to work because baseball's different. And then we will already have established as a go-to for basketball and now a go-to for baseball, right? And it just only grows the community, and it's great. And I can't wait. So
well, you can weed those guys out and just throw some funny stuff at them. Like when you hear the term backdoor slider on a 3-2 pitch, what does that remind you of?
Yeah.
And then just wait.
Yeah.
And then of course if they don't say anything, you got to tell them. For those of you who don't know, at least now you'll know. That was
dumping it on their back foot.
That was a scouting report done for the Dodgers in 1988 on Dennis Eckersley. And Kirk Gibson read it. And when the count went 3-2 on that at bat, he knew the backdoor 3-2 slider was coming. Therefore, I mean, baseball is hard.
It's very hard.
It's so hard. So when you do get it, when you do know what's coming, though, and you still, I mean, he put in the work, man, and he got it right, and it hit. It's just like anything else in life. He prepared, he was ready, and he executed. And then guess what? There were results in the end, you know, and it created an iconic moment in so many ways. Sports, especially with baseball, you know, statistics in the NBA or football, even statistics in baseball, dude, home run will always be number one.
Yep, no matter what.
It's the ultimate man, like, testosterone stat. And a home run changes everything. A home run, it looks like a home run of epic proportions ended this series, because that's likely what's gonna happen here. It doesn't matter if they win tomorrow or win the next day or we even win in 6. As long as they win one more game, Freddie Freeman's home run will be the identifier of this series, and it would be at the biggest stage of all, which is playing the Yankees and your rival. These are legitimate rivals, folks. We're talking the Dodgers win this series. They've lost 8 and won 4. You know, the Dodgers have gotten a few of these lately, and it's nice. They've gotten the last 2 if they win one more game. And it's unfortunate that what happened in 2017 happened, because we probably would have got this then. We probably would have got this in 17. And that Yankees team was actually not bad, but I still think the Dodgers would have beat him that year.
Judge wasn't ready yet. He's not. I understand he hasn't performed yet, but he was striking out left and right then too. He wasn't the Judge that had. I understand he's in a funk right now, but he wasn't anywhere near the Judge that had the season he just had this year. Just wasn't. They didn't have Soto. Like,
Barry Bonds struggled. Roger Clemens struggled in the playoffs. A lot of these big time guys struggle in the playoffs. It wasn't until 2002 where Bonds almost single-handedly won that series. But so this is not out of the norm. It happens sometimes. And, you know, even Mookie was 0 for 22 at one point.
Yep, and he was getting bashed left and right.
This baseball is a brutal game. It's unforgiving sometimes. But for what it's worth, to all the Yankee fans out there, yes, I am getting a kick out of watching some of the reaction videos that I've been looking at the last couple of days, just because I love looking at that stuff. It's not just I'm not trying to be a dick. It's just I enjoy it. I enjoy I know it helped me.
we know what it feels like, right? Yeah. And we know what it feels like. And like I said, you got 27 of those championships. You can afford some heartbreak. And I understand you haven't been to a World Series in 15 years. And I understand that it sucks and you're back where you feel you belong. But as far as this Yankee team is concerned, they still got dues to pay. It's crazy to say that a team with 27 chips has dues to pay. But this 2020 through now team, or this Dodger team, have paid their dues. And we're
going to have to worry about the Mets now.
Yeah. Especially if they get Soto.
Right. But the thing is, if they get Soto, that means Alonso's gone.
Well, I take that trade any day of the week.
I would take it too, because I was worried for a minute. Not just a minute. I go, okay, if they get Soto and they keep Alonso, now they're going to be a problem, because that lineup's going to be hard. You're going to have Lindor, but I can't see them having all 3.
No. But that kid Vientos is becoming a stud. True, you know, he's on the rise. You know, you got him doing his thing. You got other guys that are going to perform over there.
No doubt. To me, it's those players that you're stressing on.
Yeah.
You know, those bombers, the guys that can change a game in one, because the guys like Soto, guys like Pete, Alonso, they've hit. The hits that they've had were not bad pitches. They have not been bad pitches. That's another thing that I've been really trying to explain to people around me. I go, dude, these guys are hitting a ball that's moving. Well, he shouldn't have put it over there. I go, yeah, because he hit it. If he had swung and missed, you would have called it a great pitch. I go, some of these guys are going to guess right. That's what their job is to do, is to guess right sometimes. When you look at
that's what Verdugo did today. That's all he did was guess right.
Look at Nestor. Okay, how good did Nestor look today?
Yep.
Okay, and don't tell me he hasn't pitched in a month, okay? He threw one pitch, got out the most dangerous baseball player on the planet, okay? And then what happened in that case, it kind of screwed you and you didn't really see it at the time. Shit luck. It was just shit luck. It went over the rail and the runners moved up. If the runners don't move up,
they don't walk Mookie.
I still think Mookie probably still hits there, but you're probably not going nuts as much as you did. But the point is, let's say if the runners don't advance, they're not walking Mookie Betts. Therefore, you're not dealing with Freeman. Dude, this game is a torture chamber. It's a torture chamber. It's a matter of luck, a matter of execution, and I like Nestor. He's a good play. He's a really good player.
He was great in 22, man.
He's
and even
really good player. And, Boone should have put the old man in. I call him old man because that guy does not look 34. Hill does not look 30. I mean, that guy looks 60. I go, how do you know that he wasn't going to throw a dud in there and have? I don't think anyone would have stopped Freeman at that at bat. Honestly, I just don't.
I mean, I didn't know he was going to get a grand slam, but if you're going to ask anybody to have at the plate when all you need is a single, Freddie is that guy. Like he is he can shorten the swing. He can put the ball anywhere on the field. He can hit for power. He can hit the gaps. He can line drive. He can go oppo. He can do so many things out there. And when you could almost argue in that situation, it was probably he was the best guy on the team to have there. Right now, granted, up until that point, we hadn't seen power from him, and then we've seen nothing but power ever since. But Freddie Freeman is a certified legend, and like you, I still can't believe we have him. I still, every time I see Freddie come up the bat, Mookie we traded for, the Shohei thing I knew was coming for years. Freddie just never seemed real to me. It never seemed like we would get him. And when we got him, it still almost didn't feel real. And then it's like, okay, did we get him too old? And he's had his best career years as a Dodger. He's a Hall of Famer, Joe, and he got better as a Dodger. And this year he had a lot going on. But Freddie Freeman is a guy that can probably hit well until he's about 38 years old. Just the way his body is built, the way he plays the game. Freddie Freeman still has plenty of years of being very, very good. I think the Dodgers have him for 3 more years? They signed him a 6-year deal. You got Mookie, you got Freddie, you got Shohei, you got Yamamoto, you got these guys locked up. You have your core. They'll work something out with Teo. They're not gonna let Teo walk out the door. It's just amazing what these guys have built. It's amazing what we get to watch. It's amazing. I'm telling you this right now, Joe. If the Yankees had lost damn near an entire rotation plus starting player, they would never have made the World Series. The fact that the Dodgers not only made the World Series, but they are up 3-0. It is absolutely amazing right now. Amazing. Looks like they got
my question is this. My question, since you brought up the Freddie Freeman thing, why is it I always have a hard time pronouncing his name. Is it Anthopoulos, Alex, the GM for the Braves?
Oh yeah,
or Schiller. I mean, I guess I could go Schiller, Derek Schiller.
You
right?
could, yeah.
Okay, so what was the hard on with Schiller and not signing Freddie Freeman yet going after Olsen? Like,
because Olsen was younger, they wouldn't give Freeman 6 years. I don't even think they offered him 5. I think they offered him 4.
This is your icon.
Yeah, I know. And he just won you a World Series, right? Not just that, but I think it was a 4-year and they wanted a team option on the 4th year. So they insulted him. And not just that, before they even, this is what makes it worse, Joe. Before they even told Freddie they were going in a different direction, they traded for Olsen and signed him, extended him immediately. That's how Freddie found out he wasn't going to be a Brave no more. They didn't even tell him. They called, offered that 4-year deal. He wanted to keep negotiating, said no. Said, I need at least 5. I'm looking for 6. And then they just made the trade for Olsen. And at that point, it was Dodgers or Tampa Bay, I think it was. And that took a little luck. It also took a little luck for Boston and Atlanta being equally stupid, because Boston didn't want to, they wanted to wipe the deck. They wanted to get rid of David Price's contract. Not only that, Joe, Boston also didn't want Brewstar because they found out he wasn't a starter. And the Dodgers got him for free. He was going from the Twins to Boston. Boston killed the deal when they found out that Brewstar wasn't a starting pitcher. They altered it a little bit. And then the Dodgers said, we'll take him. He throws 100. We'll figure the rest out.
Yeah, that was the Peterson trade, what that ended up getting rejected, right? And then they ended up keeping or getting Bazooka.
Brewstar.
And,
Yep.
And
it was the Angels. Yeah, it was the Angels, and they switched it to the Twins. And then because exactly. And Pages was going to be in there too. Pages was going to get so it'd be only because Boston wanted to give away a first ballot Hall of Famer who was a pending free agent to get David Price off their books and wipe the slate clean. They thought they got some decent prospects in a deal. They didn't. And the Dodgers got Mookie Betts and the Dodgers got Brewstar Graterol in that deal. Brewstar Graterol was a throw-in. They had almost convinced the Dodgers to take him, and they got him in that deal too. So you got those two guys. You got Freddie Freeman. Teo, the league messed up, not offering him anything. You have all these guys. Kike Hernandez was struggling to find a team to sign with. If you're a team that has any type of contending status, how do you not go after Kike and just figure the rest out? Like, how do you not? The Dodgers know, right? Boston know. He lit it up for Boston when he was there. And then when Boston knew they weren't really going to be playing, like it doesn't behoove a team to have Kike for the regular season. I understand that. It doesn't make as much sense. If you're a team that's going to be playing in October, the Yankees, it came down to the Dodgers and Yankees with Kike at the end. And of course he went back to where he knew. But it just amazes me that situation in Atlanta. I know they had Acuna, I know they had Osuna. They saw Olsen as the quote unquote Freddie apparent, get the younger guy in there. But it's almost like no secret they haven't won since, because you can't replace what he does everywhere.
Freeman he's a beacon of goodness with availability and execution and everything. You can't measure that. I don't understand. I really don't understand how you can blunder that. As far as the Boston situation with Mookie, at that time, maybe they just couldn't see themselves throwing $365 million for a player.
He wouldn't talk extension with them. He wouldn't talk extension. When the Dodgers traded for him, he wasn't talking extension either. But it took him all about 10 days to be part of this. And he's like, oh, I ain't going nowhere else.
But it worked out in as good of a way as it can. And man, I just never thought I'd see this. I never thought I'd see this kind of organization with the Dodgers. And I love the O'Malleys, man. I love them. They were a great family. And Fred Clare, the GM, those guys. Tommy Lasorda, when he got sick and had to retire, man, I was sick. And when Piazza got traded, I was upset. That was my guy, man. I was upset. Like, I didn't like the Dodgers for about a year. And it almost felt kind of like how after 19, I couldn't watch. I couldn't bear to watch after 2019 when they lost. I said, I'm not watching the regular season next year. I can't. Of course, COVID happened and that whole thing kind of went the way it did.
I was at that game, man. I was at that game. That was so brutal. I didn't love Murdoch's tenure. I obviously didn't like the McCourt's tenure. As soon as the Guggenheim group got it, we knew. We just knew.
I didn't know. I didn't know anything.
I did my research. I did my heavy research, and I was rooting for them to get it done. And I knew that baseball was going to, this franchise, they were going to put it in the hands of someone that can make this Yankee-like, right? And they tried to do that with the Mets too, with Cohen and his thing. He just botched up on his front office. I think he'll get that right with the right people in there. But when the Dodgers came in, obviously they hadn't had, when they got Friedman, they kept Coletti like in kind of a role. They brought in Friedman. When they got Friedman, I knew right then and there, okay, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And it's that move that we wished kind of another one of our favorite teams would do, is get that freaking class A level front office guy in here now. And when they did that, you knew they had the money. Now you know who knows what to do with it. And you knew that they were going to my favorite thing when they came in, Joe, my favorite thing they said was, we are going to rebuild our farm system. And I was like, okay. Because the teams that win, like the St. Louis and seem like the teams that are always there, that are there forever, that's what they do. The homegrown guys. Now, you don't keep all of them. We know that. And Ned Colletti's fingerprints were all over that 2020 team, and that 2017 team and 18 team. Like Ned Colletti's fingerprints were all over a lot of stuff. But Freeman is now carved out his own lane here. And he's going to go down as one of the greatest Dodger executives ever. If Dave gets 2-3 more World Series here, he'll go down as one of the greatest Dodger managers ever. If not,
it's come full circle already.
Yeah, it has.
Who pitched tonight?
Buehler.
Butane
won,
and he won what could be his last Dodger start, his second championship. And that was the first pick that Andrew Friedman made as a Dodger. The storylines, the connections are all there when you look at how this was built. And I'm glad you brought up Colletti. That's another really good dude. That was around trash. And I was like, oh man, he kind of reminds me of Mike Lombardi when he was with the Raiders. He's a GM guy. You would hear stories about what was going on with big, Al. And I liked Al Davis. My dad and I used to always talk about Al during the 90s and how, anytime there was a coach, there was a movie called The Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And one of my favorite movies growing up, still one of my favorites. And Rodney Dangerfield was my guy, And I remember there's the character in there, the owner, the rich owner. He's trying to tell him what to do. Hey, I want to win, and your job depends on it. And my dad watched that movie, and you're like, hey, this guy's Al Davis. watching some random soccer movie with Rodney.
Where a dude dresses as a girl.
Yeah. And then we were talking about Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, when he destroyed at the time, you didn't realize it because they still won a championship a year after they let Jimmy Johnson go. I'm like, dude, Jerry Jones is going to be the next Al Davis. And look at, you look at it now from the last Super Bowl win. It's almost 28 years now since they have actually even been in an NFC championship game, let alone a Super Bowl. So yeah, it's you look at. I mean, how can you've got Mark Walter and the chairman, you've got Stan Kasten, you got Andrew Friedman, you got Brandon Gomes. Is it Gomes or Gomez?
Gomes.
It's Gomes, right? So that's why I call him Gomes. Okay. And you never hear anything. There's never anything out of there. You never hear, there's some stuff going on there. There's some decisions that are not, you've never heard one damn thing. They're like the 2020 Lakers.
Yeah.
I remember like around February, I was just minding my own thoughts. And I was talking to one of my boys who's a Laker. I'm like, have you noticed something about this team? It's before COVID hit, right? I said, I don't hear shit. Nothing. I don't hear like, something happened in practice, and not even
as soon as Magic left.
Not even after, not even something positive. Like you never heard shit. And I go, man, something must be working over there. And of course, you saw the result of that after everything. And these guys have been the same way. They've been the same way. The class, and I think the anxiety of this win, it's for everyone there. It's the validation. You win this championship here, and it's forever. And what you guys have done the last, let's say the Dave Roberts era, the 9 years, you have gone to 4 World Series, won 2 championships, and you're on your way to go get more. What a hell of a run. Bravo. You all deserve your flowers. You all deserve promotions and raises. And we'll be here to support the team. And the Dodgers were just a hair away from 4 million in attendance this year.
It'll top it next year. It'll get it next year.
We're gonna see if they can go. They can hit the 4 number. I don't know if they ever have. I'd have to look.
And that's the thing right here, what Aaron just said right here. This is. I don't really care when the people try to discredit the 2020 for both the Lakers and Dodgers. I always challenge it. I'll argue with people just to shut them up. But at the end of the day, like their record books outrule them. You know what I mean? Like it's official. Their opinions don't matter. But ever have to hear that 2020 doesn't count. You know what we're gonna hear though, and I'm already prepared for it. What we're gonna hear is, oh great, you bought yourself a championship. We're the 3rd highest payroll in the league. What happened to the other 2? 4, 5. fifth highest payroll in the league. What happened to the other four?
Well, not only that, but half that money is not playing.
Yep. But forget that. Even if they were,
Look here.
you can't buy a championship in baseball.
Look here. It doesn't matter anymore. They're gonna find something. They talk about LeBron's 2013 title as like it doesn't count because Ray Allen made a shot. I'm like, you idiots!
So
it's basketball. It's a team sport. Jordan had Paxson hitting shots in '91 nonstop. Paxson was worse than Kerr. Kerr hit a shot. Paxson was hitting shots. I remember it like yesterday. I wanted to go through the TV and kill John Paxson.
Yeah. It's like taking away Kobe and Shaq's titles because of Robert Horry. Like, no.
Robert Horry hit shots. Derek Fisher hit shots. Ron Artest hit shots.
Brian Shaw
hit shots. Trevor Ariza, 2 steals in the Western Conference Finals that sealed the game. It's a team sport, you idiots. Yeah. And if you guys want to dog on the 2020 title, where the hell was your team then? Because I guarantee you, and don't lie, you're lying if you don't wear their hats or look at that banner in your stadium and say, we're champs that year. You would have done it too if it was your team. You're a liar if you say you wouldn't.
Yep. I remember people celebrating getting to the Eastern Conference Finals in that same bubble and then bashing it, as soon as they lost it, right? So, that's a whole other thing. What I'm saying is, like, money can't buy you a World Series title. It can buy you really good baseball players. They have to stay healthy. Things have to work. But we have seen time and time again a small market team beat a big market team time and time again. It doesn't mean anything. If you spend your money wisely, it'll increase your chances to win. But you still have to.
I'm glad you brought this up. I screenshotted this today. Are you ready? Yeah. So the Dodgers are the 5th highest salary team. Last year, Texas was 9. Houston was 11 the year before. Atlanta was 13. The last 3 champions were 9, 11, and 13. Middle of the road, basically. And then the Dodgers had number 2 and 20. Washington was 7. Boston was 2018. They were the highest paid. That's why they were so good, I guess. Houston, when they won in 17, which I'm not even going to talk about them. Fuck them. Chicago was 14. Kansas City was 16. So the last 9 champions.
Only one.
1, 2, 3. I'm not going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them. And 4 of them were double digits, basically middle salary teams. And the others were pretty high. 7.
But only 1 was the number 1 overall.
Only 1 was number 1, and those
18,
motherfuckers cheated too.
Red
those
Sox
guys cheated too. So again, it's baseball. Baseball's different. It's different, and it's an excuse. Mm-hmm. It's an excuse because your team is not winning. Your team is not dedicated to winning. Because there's plenty of players, plenty of teams that don't have the payroll that are still playing. They're still balling, and they're still competitive. So what's the
Orioles? I mean, not the Orioles, the Kansas City Royals. Look what they did, right? A team. If buying a championship was that simple, the Padres would have won the last few years. It just doesn't work in baseball. You have to spend wisely. You have to add depth. You have to invest in your organization. So, like, I'm already ready for that. Oh, you guys bought a championship. Whoa. They're going to take away the Mickey Mouse when they're going to say you bought it. Well, we're 5th in payroll. What happened to the other 4 that were ahead of us? It just kills that excuse. Kills it. So at the end of the day, we're going to win this, Joe. We're going to win this. And it's a matter of when, not if now. We know it. New York knows it. The world knows it. San Diego freaking knows it. In their grave crying.
San Diego is my city. Okay, that's my city.
I love San Diego.
San Diego is my city till I die. And I would move back there today if my wife didn't love Temecula.
San Diego's a beautiful. I got engaged in San Diego. I love San Diego.
And another thing about the Padres is Peter Seidler, who passed away.
Yeah.
Extremely good dude.
Yep.
Really good dude. He wanted the Padres to have a chance. They should have won in 2022, but they couldn't get past the Phillies, unfortunately. They could have done us all a favor and beaten the pieces of shit in Texas. Because I would have rooted for the Padres and I would have rooted for anybody other than Houston, as long as that midget piece of shit Altuve's on that team or Bretman or any of those guys, right? So It is. Hey, Aaron, salute to you too, man. You and I, man, we're like tight. We're like this. It's the action. What is Tom Sizemore saying? He goes, the action is the juice.
The action is the juice.
I'm in.
Yeah.
God bless him too, man. I know he had a lot of problems with drugs and unfortunately had passed away. But man, that guy made some amazing movies. And that line, I live for that line. The action is the juice.
I'm in.
I love it. I love Manny's attitude. I love Tatis's attitude. I love it all. Why? Because it makes the win sweeter. Because we got the guys, dude. They're coming. Yamamoto's gonna be an ace for the next 5 years at least. And you got guys coming. They're coming. Jeff's just been talking about it. I think he's got inside tracks on what's coming. So get ready, guys. Not only are they going to win this here soon, but they are going to reload.
Yep.
And I think they're going to be ridiculously hungry next year again, because the Dodgers need to do something in their illustrious history that they've never done. And that's back-to-back championships.
Yep. Run it back. Yep.
They are due. And then maybe it's a 2001 scenario for the Lakers, where they won earlier than they thought they would. Maybe not, because this team should have won, I guess. But they
just
won.
Obliterate.
They shouldn't have won because of the injuries, right? But they win, and then the following year they're so set up, and they don't have the same issues they have now.
They just bulldoze.
And just absolutely bulldoze everybody. I can't wait.
Just breaking hearts left and right. I can't wait for it. I can't wait. Well, you're right. So on that note, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, man. Like I said, once again, the Dodgers defeat the New York Yankees 4-2 in the Bronx today at Yankee Stadium to take a commanding 3-0 series lead in the 2024 World Series. We get to find out tomorrow if they sweep them, if they put them to bed, if they send them off lovely like they did the Padres and the Mets. We get to find that out tomorrow if they send two New York fan bases home on the subway sad for good in the year 2024. So I'm gonna say it right now. I had us winning today and losing tomorrow. My mind has shifted now a little bit. I'm not 100% sure we're winning tomorrow. I was fairly convinced we were winning today. I will say right now, and this could change. This could change before the game tomorrow, but I think it's 60-40 we win, Joe. Where are you at?
I think it's 80-20 they win the
80-20. Okay, let me get that.
I might be wrong, but New York looks dead. Why? If they didn't show up tonight, why are they going to show up tomorrow?
Yeah.
It was
Citi
Field Redux tonight. We could hear rats sneezing. Well, actually, I said something else before. I said that.
I like to say we could hear the chopped cheese being chopped. We could hear it.
You could hear the ants walking. That's how quiet it was. And they didn't give a shit about the bottom of the ninth. They were gone. They looked like Dodger fans in the 7th inning on a Tuesday. So just end it.
Yep.
End it.
Yep.
Get
him out of here.
Get out of here. Come bring the trophy home. I don't want to
get drunk on the plane.
I don't give a shit. There's plenty of places to come party in LA. Hell, you're going to be partying at Dodger Stadium anyways. Just get back home with the trophy. Winning a title in the hollowed Bronx is, to me, bigger than winning a championship in Dodger Stadium. I'm sorry, but the Yankees are the standard. What better way than to win a championship in their town?
And we got enough at home. We won the division. We won the NLDS. We won the NLCS. Now have people waiting at the airport for you. Get that experience.
I'm ready. I am ready to talk spring training. That's how ready I am. I want to engulf myself in this because it's done. It's a relief and it's an excitement and it's everything all balled up into one. And let's talk about. We're not talking about. We were good in 2021 too. Obviously because they won in 2020. But I just think that this team, this particular team, was just, my God, what a way to kind of put it together here and who you beat and how you beat everybody. You took care of SoCal, and then you took care of New York. What a way to run. Best record, division winners, won all your playoff series, won in New York to end it. I mean, this is perfect.
Yep. This is what we signed up for.
Shohei MVP.
This is what we wanted.
Freddie Freeman MVP of the World Series coming up. Edmund, I don't know who to like put in the spot. Do we give Friedman Teo first as an acquisition that you didn't expect, or the Edmund thing, or the Kopech thing, or the, I mean, I don't know. They were all unreal, unbelievable decisions.
Flaherty.
Oh my God.
Where would we be?
Twice. We were supposed to lose these games, but hey, we didn't. And one more, baby. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, drop a like on the video if you guys have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not done so already. And Joe, if you want to tell them where they can find you and what you got going on before we shut this down.
Yes, folks. I know I've neglected my Lakers fast break group. I'm being dramatic here, but everybody knew that I would be entrenched in this. Again, I've never met. I've been here 46 years. I haven't met I don't know what to call you, a constituent. I've never met a colleague. I've never met a partner that could talk baseball. The boring parts. I love I'm saying what my friends call it. I love talking about the 3-2 backdoor sliders and shit like that. That stuff's like German to everybody around me. But I want to again thank you for letting me be on the show here, Jeff. I've been absolutely having a blast. And if you guys want to come see my Laker analysis, as however you say it, go to YouTube, The Lakers Fast Break. Gerald Glassford is known as the Podfather. It's his show. I am the ace, I guess, of the show. I come in as the ace, and then we have great commentators on there as well every now and then that come in. If you have any Laker urge to learn some things, right now I'm eating a little bit of crow. Soon it'll be metastasized into something else that's actually edible. Tune in on that, and you'll find out what it is here the next few days. I might not be on the show tomorrow, especially if the Dodgers win. I'm probably going to be on here, and we're going to put a bow on this. And then after that, it'll be Laker time for the rest of the year. Or until we start talking here, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt. So appreciate you, Joe. Thank you as always.
Guys. Have a great evening, Jeff. Again, thank you for everything, and sleep well. We'll see you mañana. Yes,
sir. You too. Talk to you tomorrow. Appreciate it. Mr. Joe Soro, ladies and gentlemen, man. Excellent time having him on the show. It's always fun. Great content. I feel like I learned something from Joe as well. So it's always fun having him here. The chat, you guys love it as well. So we're going to continue to do it as long as our schedules align. And look, if the Dodgers win tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be on right after the game. I might be doing some celebration here. It is a weeknight, but I may just be like, F it, let's just do it. But I do appreciate you guys for tuning in. You guys could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. I thank you for spending about 2 hours with us tonight, man. Very, very heavy traffic. Had a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of people on Facebook, a lot of people on just other software is what I call it. Other landing spots that I'm testing for this other company that shall go unnamed right now, but that thing is doing kind of well. So I definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. The Dodgers get the win tonight. They now have a 3-0 lead over the New York Yankees, looking to potentially close it out, bring it home, get the trophy tomorrow night. The Dodgers are winning the World Series, y'all. It's a matter of when, not a matter of if, but when. This happened. They did it. They just need to finish it. We got our chip, man. We're going to get our parade. We're going to get our parade. So salute to y'all. I love y'all. I thank y'all. Search, best in the business, as usual. Appreciate you guys. Drop a like on the video on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Let me know what you think in the replay section, in the comment section. Like I said, love you guys. Y'all stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your night. You have a good Tuesday. Watch the Dodgers win this thing on Taco Tuesday and let things get dummy tomorrow. Appreciate y'all. Catch you tomorrow. Let's go, Dodgers.